Hey everyone, it's CasamusLEGO, and today I'm going to be bringing you my 2024 New Year's video. So as always, Happy New Year everyone, and thank you so much for supporting my channel this year. This year brought me some more personal challenges in my life, but despite those, I was still able to bring you a pretty complete set of minifigures across the various projects that I've been working on these last few years. I've made 34 custom LEGO minifigures, and I've showcased them in 8 individual projects. Those projects include Harry Potter Years 4, 5, and 6, 3 new projects in my Harry Potter custom LEGO minifigure series. I started the Star Wars prequel trilogy project with the Phantom Menace's 25th anniversary relaunch in cinemas, and continued later in October with Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. And then I had various other projects spread across the year. I'm pretty happy with the output of my minifigures this year. There were a few projects that I prefer more than others, but overall it was a pretty great year for my minifigures. So to wrap up the year, I thought it would be a pretty fun idea to do a quick top 5 of my favorite custom LEGO minifigures that I made during 2024, so let's go ahead and get into it. Starting with number 5 is Dr. John A. Zoidberg from the Futurama project. I didn't have a lot of free time in the summer, but I still managed to make the 7 Futurama minifigures, and Zoidberg is my favorite simply because he's my favorite character. I was very happy with Bender that I made, but the issue with that figure is that he keeps falling apart. He's sort of lopsided now, and I don't like him as much as I had whenever I had first sculpted him. This Zoidberg minifigure uses those lobster minifigure hands and that very accurate alien headpiece, which looks great for Zoidberg, and he also has a custom white fabric jacket that I thought was a really neat idea. Even though it's a little bland, I did add on those buttons and that pocket to somewhat give it some more dimension, and even still, I like the simplicity of it. Not a crazy detailed minifigure, but one that I just thought really worked out in terms of its simplicity. At number 4, I've picked Jango Fett from the Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones minifigures. This minifigure utilized Venom's Jango Fett custom armor kit, and it was a thrill to be able to use it and paint for myself. I especially love the paintwork on the helmet. I thought it was incredibly clean. That line that goes all the way around was very difficult to do, but it turned out really great. As well as the additional armor plates that I painted in silver, and of course the fact that the jetpacks are removable with magnets was a really neat idea that I'm really glad I got the chance to use finally. He's certainly more detailed than the Zoidberg minifigure, but still isn't my favorite, so let's go ahead and move on. At number 3, I've picked Mace Windu, also from the Episode 2 Attack of the Clones minifigure project. Now, Mace Windu has always been a favorite of mine in the Jedi. I love Samuel Jackson's performance, and so making this minifigure was really a joy. In essence, he just uses the standard Jedi fabric robes template, but I do really love the paintwork that I came up with on this minifigure, including the different wrinkles in the tabards and the belt painting, and especially those capsules. I remember writing the video and talking about how much I loved how simple those capsules turned out and how round they were, as opposed to the Qui-Gon Jinn minifigure I made earlier in the year. For display, I gave him the brown fabric overcape, and paired with a lightsaber, I think that the minifigure looks really great. Alright, so more recently at number 2, I've got my custom LEGO Bellatrix Lestrange minifigure, who appeared in the Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince minifigure project. I didn't really know how this minifigure was going to turn out. As I mentioned in the video, this character is not one of my favorites, but I was very pleasantly surprised to find out that the minifigure was incredibly detailed, and I love specifically how the hair turned out, as well as the different swirls that I painted all around the minifigure. It was certainly a tedious process, but from what I remember, I just took it one swirl at a time, and I had a blast just randomly painting designs wherever I thought. I was rewatching some Let's Plays of games that I had seen as a kid while working on it, so maybe that has something to do with the fond memories I have. But even still, the minifigure's details really make her stand out, and I'm sure it's obvious why. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 1, which is none other than Darth Maul from the Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace project. I'll talk about the head later, but the rest of the robes really turned out great on this minifigure. I love the detail that I put into them, as well as the fact that the lightsaber has magnets so I can split it off, which actually turns out to be the best way to display it because the lightsaber hilt combined with the lightsaber blades is ridiculously long, and it makes it a challenge to put them anywhere neatly. So I do have to take off the lightsaber here and there for display purposes, but either way, I love how the figure looks. And that's just topped off by the custom head print that I made. This was completely painted by myself. Started by sculpting over it and added all of the horns and also painted all the facial tattoos. With a lot of help from other creators and just a lot of reference that I had, it was a huge challenge, but as soon as I painted all of the red and the black around it, I knew it was going to turn out really great. And even still, I'm incredibly proud of how it turned out. So yeah, that's about it for all of the custom LEGO minifigures in 2024. I'll give you a brief synopsis of the things that I'm planning for the next year. If I have the time, I definitely want to do Star Wars Episode 3, making a few minifigures from that film, including some different Jedi. But I'm pretty certain that the remainder of my free time will be used making the custom LEGO Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows minifigures. I'm anticipating a pretty large amount of minifigures for that project. I'm thinking upwards to 10, 15. It'll basically be all of the minifigures that I didn't make, including the Weasleys and different Death Eaters and some other Hogwarts staff. So things like that I didn't have the space to make in the past. The other project that I would love to do, but I don't think I have the time for it, we're gonna have to find out. I'd love to make some more minifigures for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I think it would be awesome to make the rest of the game's cast, including the toy animatronics, the withered animatronics, and of course things like Springtrap, which I didn't make last year, as well as the marionette if he's going to appear in the film. But I'm not certain. That's going to be a lot of sculpting, so I'm not entirely sure that that's going to happen, especially given the due date, which would be mid-December, which is about when I would expect my Deathly Hallows minifigure video to come out, so I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. I'm not promising anything. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video, but thank you very much for everything that you've done for me in 2024, and I hope you can look forward to my projects coming next year. I hope you guys have a happy new year, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.